Hey guys, John here. Um, so Sudasono was telling me maybe I should check out some other stuff. So thinking about what he said, I thought it would be a cool idea, kind of sort of being an unofficial ambassador of Indonesian music. Got me to thinking that I'd like to learn more about Indonesia and all of you. Um, so to break tradition, I want to check out some videos about Indonesia, about all that kind of stuff. Everything basically Indonesian, from the geography. I'm going to start there. I'm going to do it in two parts because it's a 14-minute video, and by the time I get done talking over it, it's 10 to 15, and I don't want you to have to sit through a video that long. So I'm going to check out a bunch of stuff about Indonesia, cities of Indonesia, customs, traditional stuff. I think that would be pretty cool because I would like to learn more about you and Indonesia and hope to one day be able to get there. So let's check this out. This is Geography Now, Indonesia. So again, I'm going to do this in two parts. I'll do them back to back.
Hey everybody, so if you don't know anything about Indonesia, basically all you have to know is that it's kind of like the Hawaii of the Muslim world, but it's like huge. It's like the biggest state, and with orangutans. And that's it, just no punchline. Let's just go to the intro song.
It's time to learn geography
now! Hey everybody, I'm your host Barbie. So as some of you know, I've been to Indonesia one time on one island for like 3 hours. I ate one dish, so basically I'm like the Indonesia expert, right? Well, if not, I'm kind of like the only guy on YouTube doing full profile videos like this, so for now, you'll just have to kind of deal with me for like the next 12 or so minutes. Woohoo! Default! Alright, so again, if you don't know anything about Indonesia, it's basically like if the Middle East and South Asia had an incredibly colorful, loud, somewhat explosive set of babies. Like thousands of them. Okay, that doesn't really help. First of all, Indonesia is the world's largest archipelago nation located right where the Indian Ocean meets the Pacific Ocean on the incredibly clustered set of islands making 6 countries known commonly as Nusantara or the Malay Archipelago. Indonesian Archipelago. Sure, whatever makes you happy. Indonesia actually has land borders with 3 of these countries, East Timor, Papua New Guinea, and Malaysia, on the biggest island, Borneo or Kalimantan, which is one of the world's only 2 triple split nation islands, the other one being Cyprus. Although technically if you include the UN buffer zone, it's kind of like 4 entities, but the UN isn't a country, whatever, just watch the Cyprus episode. The country is divided into 34 provinces, 5 of which have special administrative statuses, with the capital and most populous city, Jakarta, located on Java, the world's most populous island with nearly half of the entire population of Indonesia in it.
Wow. That is incredible. Huge, guys.
The largest cities after Jakarta are Surabaya and Bandung, both located on Java Island, and Medan, located on Sumatra. Jakarta's Soekarno-Hatta International, Bali's Ngurah Rai International in Denpasar, and Surabaya's Juanda International. Now here's where things get a little speculative. Today, there are still arguments claimed as to exactly how many islands Indonesia has. The National Coordinating Agency for Surveying and Mapping says Indonesia has about 13,500. The National Institute of Aeronautics and Space Agency says that it has about 18,300, whereas the Indonesian government claims about 17,500. But whatever the point is,
It's a lot of islands, guys. Wow. It's incredible. And I'm going to guess that most of these are probably uninhabited. I mean, some of them don't really look like there's really anywhere you can really like build a house or do anything like that. Super cool. I did not know that. I thought it was one big island.
there's a lot of them. Over 8,800 have names, and over 900 of them are permanently inhabited. You would think they are the country with the most islands, but surprisingly, Finland and Canada beat them. But a lot of their islands are kind of like boop-a-doop, little islands in the lakes. So does it really count? I guess. Now let's talk about the 5 special administrative provinces. They are Aceh, Yogyakarta, West Papua, and the capital Jakarta. Now, no surprise, the capital Jakarta acts as its own political entity. Lots of countries do that. But what about the others? First, Aceh. Aceh is kind of like the black sheep of Indonesia. It's the only province province in which Sharia law is fully implemented. Also, they kind of have like a ton of oil, so yeah, they've kind of asserted a very independent ideology that sets them apart as autonomous from the rest of Indonesia. Then you have Yogyakarta, which is the only region that is still governed by a pre-colonial monarchy, the Sultan of Yogyakarta, who acts as a hereditary governor. Otherwise, we get the two Papuas, which collectively used to be the province called Irian Jaya, but then in 2003 they got split into two. Basically, this is the place that has the least in common with the rest of Indonesia. It has a culture and background closer to their cousins across the border in Papua New Guinea. So then why is this part of Indonesia? Well,
let me know, guys, if you guys have been to all of these places. This is really interesting to see and to learn about another country. It's super cool. I'm looking forward to seeing a bunch of this kind of stuff, to learn about your country. So,
long story short, Indonesia was basically like, well, now that we have our full sovereignty, we get everything that the Dutch colonized. But the people of Papua were not too happy, so then Indonesia was like, all right, we'll give you a vote to stay or leave. However, we would strongly implore you to make the right decision. So they voted to stay in. A lot of people complained. There's still some current opposition, and to this day, the area has a relatively high level of autonomy, and the government kind of just leaves them alone, except for when it comes to mining for resources. Oh, and the South Maluku area also kind of has like an independence dispute thing kind of going on, but the major opponents to the Indonesian government are primarily based in the Netherlands. Then you have the strange Riau Islands, which look like they should belong to Malaysia, but they don't, even though they have a strong Malay-derived culture. Then you have the Ambalat Sea Block, which has a ton of oil that both they and Malaysia argue over. So that essentially covers most of the administrative
all about that oil, isn't it, guys? All about the oil now. Money, money, money.
divisions of Indonesia. Some of the most notable spots of interest in Indonesia might include the National Monument and Museum, Royal Keraton na Yogyakarta.
And guys, this was a request that came in. Pardon me, a box spell. This request came in a couple weeks ago, and I totally forgot about it. So my apologies for getting this one. About forgetting this. Super cool. This building is pretty awesome. The architecture of Indonesia really will interest me. I love architecture.
Jakarta Palace, Ratu Boko, the Magelang and chicken-shaped churches, Borobudur, disputed to be the largest Buddhist temple in the world.
I want to see that again. That was cool looking.
Museum, Royal Keraton na Yogyakarta Palace, Ratu Boko, the Magelang and chicken-shaped churches, Borobudur.
Wow. Look at that. That is an incredible feat of architecture. Man, it must have taken some time to build. Incredible.
Disputed to be the largest Buddhist temple in the world, Maimun Palace, the Taman Sari Underground Mosque, the Equator Monument, the Pura Ulun Danu Bratan Lake Temples. I try to say that 5 times fast. Pura Ulun Danu the Batan Lake. The Millennium Bridge, the Sacred Monkey Temple, the Hellmouth or Elephant Cave, the 7-story pagoda of Cebu, the smoked mummy villages of Aikim and Jiwika in Papua. Or
what are those about, guys?
the Millennium Bridge, the Sacred Monkey Temple, the Hellmouth or Elephant Cave, the 7-story pagoda of Cebu, the smoked mummy.
What is this about here, guys? Let me know if you know. That's really kind of morbid, but kind of cool, you know what I mean?
Villages of Aikim and Jiwika in Papua. Or if you're lazy, you can just go to the Taman Mini Indonesia Indah Park, which kind of has like a bunch of replicas of all the famed sites in Indonesia. Oh, and keep in mind, there's Dutch colonial style buildings all over, too many ancient temples and pagodas to list. But no matter how many buildings and landmarks are built, they will never compare to what Mother Nature has done. Which brings us to... Indonesia's land is like that one ex we all had back in our 20s that we trusted a stupid friend to hook us up with. Super attractive, but almost killed you a few times. Indonesia lies on what is labeled as the prehistoric continental shelf known as Sundaland, which during the Ice Age times pretty much connected all of the islands together before the Wallace Line until the ice melted and filled in the gaps. Now this is where things get incredibly messed up. Not only is Indonesia right in the worst part of the Ring of Fire, but the country is basically smashed between 3 converging major continental plates. The Eurasian, the Pacific, and the Australian plates, with dozens of minor plates and rifts like the Sunda, Timor, Banda, Molucca, and so on. This in return gives Indonesia over 400 volcanoes, disputably more than any in the world, with over 150 active ones, making it the most volcanically active country in the world as well. This means on a daily basis, Indonesia experiences on average about 4 earthquakes a day, ranging anywhere between the small, timid 3 to a noticeable 6 on the Richter scale. And you never
Wow. Do you guys feel those earthquakes all the time? Is this guy right? Do you guys feel like as many as he says? I mean, that seems pretty incredible. But then again, being on those plates, when they shift, just man, it's crazy. I know Alaska gets a lot of earthquakes too. I used to live in Alaska as a kid, and there was a park there. There was a big earthquake. It was in I think it was in the 60s. They had a place called Earthquake Park. It was incredible to see what damage the earthquake had done. It was like a 9 point something on the Richter scale. Incredible.
Never know where or when they will happen. Impressive. Nonetheless, volcanoes can be a good thing, especially when concentrated close to the equator, as the warmer, humid climate allows moisture and minerals to coalesce, creating some of the most fertile land on the planet. This is why places like Hawaii and Iceland are so radically different despite both being volcanic islands. In the end, Indonesia got blessed with a flourishing abundance of flora and fauna, the second highest concentration in the world after Brazil, many of which being endemic species like the Rafflesia arnoldi and the Titan arum, the largest flowers in the world, which each smell like rotting corpses. And at over 180, they also have the highest concentration of mammals out of anywhere in the world. Nonetheless, the national animal is actually a reptile, the largest in the world at 3 meters long, the famous Komodo dragon, which you can find a bunch of on Komodo Island, which is where they get their name from, and they can kill people. Just a heads up. And the surprisingly not national animal, even though everybody knows and loves them, the only great ape in Asia, orangutans, are only found on this archipelago as well. By the way, they look docile and quiet, but orangutans can rip off your arm if you anger them. So don't. Otherwise, the largest mountain, Puncak Jaya, is located in the east in Papua. The longest river, the Kapuas, flows on Kalimantan, or Borneo Island, starting in the east, emptying into the South China Sea. The largest lake, as well as the largest volcanic lake in the world, Lake Toba, can be found on Sumatra. This is also the site of the largest speculated volcanic explosive eruption on Earth that essentially created a worldwide volcanic winter. The eruption was so big that you can literally observe ashes from the explosion that went as far as Malawi in East Africa. Remember, guys, Mother Nature is beautiful, but if she wants, she can kill you. Close to Puncak Jaya is Grasberg, the largest gold and copper mine in the world. And on Mount Ijen on Java, which spews out blue lava, all over you can find intrepid sulfur miners that literally go into the base of the volcanic craters, risking health just to get raw sulfur ores. Otherwise, you have other anomalies like the Sidorajo mud volcanoes, the three-colored Lake Kelimutu in Flores, and the Kakaban Island jellyfish lake. Too many strange places. To this day, Indonesia is the #1 producer of palm oil, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, coconut, and vanilla. Some national dishes might include things like rendang, satay, or satay, gado-gado, lontong, ketupat, papeda, ikan bakar, pempek, tumpeng, lemang, and the national dish, nasi goreng, which basically just means fried rice, which has no exact recipe. You can mix it up and kind of do whatever you want to it. Oh, and keep in mind, Malaysia might argue that some of these dishes belong to them, but that's a whole other story tied in with history and culture. We got time. Why not talk about it?
All right, guys, I'm gonna do the second part of this. That was super cool. Definitely interesting. I did not know that you guys had the most volcanoes in the world. Some super cool info here. Cool to learn about. I always like learning about geography. But again, I just want to do this in 2 parts. This video is running at almost 14 minutes. So it's just easier for you guys to sit through, a couple videos is one long one. So super cool. I'm looking forward to learning more about Indonesia and all of you in Indonesia. And I'll catch you in the next one, which will be part 2 of this.